Okay, this will be round two for Kennedy Lowe. Again, 2 minutes. Over the past year, what events have you participated in within the community, and what community service organizations within the city of Wildomar do you belong to and support?
Well, I think just a year is not enough. I have been in the community for 10 years, and from the very start, I have gotten involved first with the Girl Scouts. Started off as a leader, moved up to an actual city manager, service area manager, yes, city manager, over 30 plus troops serving Wildomar and Lakeland Village and Lake Elsinore, and had that job for 2 years. We had about $200,000 going through our little troop selling Girl Scout cookies. You wouldn't think those things could sell, but they're profitable for us at the Girl Scouts. Providing opportunities for those girls. I created programs, days and events for them to come to so that they could grow as girls. I'm very proud of that. I am also training leaders right now so that they can go out and give girls access that they would normally not have. And I am on the Wildomar Community Council, which is a nonprofit. 3 years ago, I organized the first Wildomar inaugural food and car show, we call it Vendors and Food now, that provided over $1,200 worth of gift cards for Hope. Again, we're going to be doing that November 6th, and we hope to double our profits for that. What else do I do? I'm working on the parks, looking forward to that. My grant writing. What did I do? Trails, thank you very much, Gina. That's Trails. The Trails Committee. I actually donate my services to many nonprofits doing their websites, and I just look forward to continuing that work.
Well, I stood here and I thought, well, what have I been doing? I think for the last 2 years I've been involved in every community event, including being a live gerbil at the storm meeting. Going down the slide, our birthday celebration, but I thought back even further than that. I remember when we first moved here, and there weren't many sports, and we didn't have any parks. We cleared the field next to David A. Brown, and we built backboards so our girls could have a softball team, and we played softball. We got sponsors, and I'm not kidding, we chased the snakes out of that field so that we could play there. So I coached softball, started there, went into the rodeo events, had a daughter that rode in some of the events. There was a Miss Rodeo, I don't know what they called it. It wasn't Lake Elsinore, it wasn't Wildomar, because we weren't here then, but sponsored those events and worked on them, and then volunteered and went to work on the MAC. Loved that, that was fun. Got the library started, helped start the first Friends of the Library. I'm getting signs from the back too. Remember what you did there. So happy to have a library here. That was a big project for me. The last couple of years have just been so busy for me with full-time working, taking care of my mom and the city, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. And if there's something the city needs and I have a way to either help financially or with my time, I'm willing to give it and to put it to work so that we all have a better place to live.
Unfortunately, I haven't done a whole lot in the community except for my first company I owned here. I had 24 employees that lived in Wildomar, and now there's 6 in the second company that actually live here and create income for the city because they buy all their groceries and they bought their houses here and everything. I haven't had a lot of time to do all the community action, the community service and everything, because I am running a business outside, and that is my first priority. It has to be, because I have children and I have kids in college and one out and one still in private school. And so those are the first and most important people in my life. So they have to be number one. The community, yeah, I've been watching what's been going on. I've been here a long time. I've been a part of other things, but I've never been part of one of the big, go out and push it group. But I've lived here a long time, and I've supported the city through all my money that I've made and paid in here. So, yeah, I haven't been a big volunteer, not in the city. I do at church and all those things, that's a whole different story, but that's actually in Marietta. But I give that every Sunday because I'm one of the musicians. So it's hard to balance doing all the city functions and everything because I'm not like that, but I do appreciate the trails because the trails that she got going over here, they actually mow my front yard because the people come and walk, ride horses in front of my gate, and it's awesome to see a guy come and mow just a strip. It's really neat. So other than that, no, I haven't done anything else here except for run companies in here and try to make money for the community and give people jobs. So that's all I have.
For many, many years, I worked for Kaiser Permanente on a 7x24 basis, and I didn't have an opportunity to get as involved in the community as I would like. With retirement or semi-retirement, I have been able to do a great deal more. I think I mentioned before that I past director and treasurer for Habitat for Humanity Inland Valley. I've recently taken on the presidency of the Trails Committee. I'm a lifetime member of the Friends of the Library, and I help them restructuring their fees and membership fees. I'm very involved in environmental things. I belong to the Sierra Club. I support the Nature Conservancy. I belong to the Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a stakeholder in the Santa Margarita watershed, and I attend those meetings quite often. I attend, but am not an officer of the Elsinore Marietta Anza Resource Conservation District, and I'm very involved with Hope in Lake Elsinore in their food drives and clothing drives.
Well, I can't say in the last year. In the last 2 years, I've been on the city council. I'm also on several regional commissions. One being SCAG, which is an all-day thing up in LA once a month. If we can go back further than 1 year, well, first of all, let me say my mother's 93. I take care of her. That takes up a good portion of my day, although she's there mentally. There's just some things she can't do. And serving on the city council, I do that full time. And I do a lot, I'm at the meetings, but I do a lot of research at home too. And the staff has used me as, when they want historical information about the community in terms of development, they're asking me questions all the time. Now, prior to incorporation, I was involved, and I don't know if these are necessarily service, but I was on the Incorporation Now, Land Development Review, Roundtable Committee, Historical Society, the MAC. I did the Emergency Services Committee. I just don't have time to do everything I'd like to do now. I try to do what I do well, and everybody has different interests, and I'm still development and planning, and that's what I spend a lot of time doing research on.
Just in this year, I've gotten heavily involved in a lot of different things, but one of the big things that I'm really proud to be involved with is Rotary. And I was involved with Rotary as a kid. A lot of times my dad would say, hey, you want to go get an ice cream? And I'd say, sure. Of course, ice cream usually involved going down and volunteering for a half a day doing something, and then we get ice cream on the way home. But that was Rotary to me when I was a kid. And most of the time it was a pretty quiet thing, Rotary, for my dad. And even his club out in India was 4 or 5 people, maybe 8 people on a good year. And this club is totally different. We are an active club, and we've done some amazing things in the last 2 years. One of the bigger things I got to work on was the barbecue. And I don't think anyone in the club didn't get to work on the barbecue. And we had an amazing time, and we brought a lot of people into Wildomar and helped put Wildomar there on the map for the barbecue scene. And it was a totally different world having those people come down and to see what they do and what their weekends involve, just going out to cook some barbecue was an amazing time. I'm also involved with the Chamber. I'm a director in the Chamber, and I'm trying to get to every grand opening we can get to and get out there and meet the new businesses that come into the area. And we had a great event at Barron's recently when they opened up. It was a lot of fun. And it's amazing to have a community come out and support those new businesses, and to, I get a little twitch when I walk into a business that has a Marietta Chamber plaque and doesn't have ours, and we've got to work on that and grow our chamber and make sure we get those people involved. I have one question for Marcia. Marcia, did you get an environmental report on that field before you took out the rattlesnakes? No? All right. Yeah.